Hi there. I just wanted to say I think this is an excellent video. Thank you for introducing me even to the whole movement of this men's rights movement. I wasn't aware that it was around. I knew there were a few books being published out there and magazine articles being published out there, you know, kind of hinting at, hey, we men deserve more equality and more rights. I didn't know it was a formal movement, and I certainly didn't know the extent to which certain douchebags out there were pushing this thing. What you said almost brought me to tears. I mean, really, I really appreciate your words. I couldn't have said it better, and at the end, it almost felt like you were speaking for the voice of me and for all womankind when you said, you can't oppress me. Because the truth is, just like you said, I couldn't have put it better. These men are grossly denying their own influence and their own power to intimidate. They really are acting like whining little chauvinists and misogynists, at the same time puny and intimidating, and it's a really confusing and awful combination for women to have to deal with in this society today. And the thing is, women still have so many issues to tackle ourselves. Like you said, you know, men can bring up glossy topics like, you know, social equality, reproductive equality, but these, when you dig just below the surface, it's so not true. It's so not there. People fight abortion all the time. People fight lesbian marriage still, although that's less of a problem. The corporate ladder is not equal. It has never been equal, and I don't see it becoming equal anytime in the near future. Women don't have as many child care rights as society often likes to say. You know, that women get the children because they're women, and it's not fair. It's not always that simple. A lot of times men get favored. There's a whole bunch of other things. The war issue, women can and do die for our country. Men do too, and it's voluntarily. We don't have big draft issues like you'd mentioned still. And there's just so many other issues. My main issue that I take with society today in terms of why I still think feminism is relevant is that women can and do get raped, and I am a witness to this on a very personal level. Rape and child molestation, mostly at the hands of men, at fathers and husbands and boyfriends, is still such a prevalent horror in our society. And if you want to talk about repression, you need to talk about repression within the family unit or the boyfriend-girlfriend unit that forms so much of the structure of our society. I mean, heterosexuality is still the norm, and the family unit of 2.5 kids is still the norm, or at least I believe it's still 2.5. And there is so much abuse, understated and brutally obvious both, that goes right around in my own neighborhood, and I live in a semi-decent neighborhood, and I can't even imagine what it's like to live in one of the poorer neighborhoods around here. So I just wanted to say, you know, maybe these columnists who write in men's journals about the need for greater sympathy and understanding in our cultural context towards men, maybe they have a point. Maybe it is time we started broadening our understanding of human rights, not just women's rights, but human rights as a whole. I actually sympathized when I first read about that and agreed. And I thought, honestly, selfishly, my first thought is, if you benefit the men, they're going to become gentler and less of a terrifying beast towards the female animal. Give men, allow them feelings, and they won't erupt in violent outbursts because they've become psychopathic from emotional repression. That makes sense to me, and I do believe that men do have some issues of isolated incidents, like you said, and cases where men don't have enough rights, don't have enough recognition, there isn't enough awareness about the struggles that men in particular go through. And it would be fascinating, I think, to really delve into those issues as a culture and come together. I think what needs to happen is there needs to be a coming together of men's and women's rights, and just call it human rights, or make up some new catchy terms so that everybody catches on to it real quick and it becomes a big fad even faster. You know, our society is like that. A label can have so much influence, a catchy name, but whatever, just some form of human rights movement. That would be something that would greatly benefit everyone. And while we're at it, why not go beyond speciesism and talk about animal rights? I think we should just be more and more inclusive and not keep trying to do the either-or battle. Is it feminism? Is it men's rights? Which one is better? That's a dumb question. Ignore that stuck way of thinking, because it's just going to keep you stuck. Think outside the box and yet be inclusive of all the elements of all the special interest groups who have all the different qualms with society today. So those are my 2 cents, a little more than that, over 6 minutes here. But I really appreciate you making this video, dude. That's my main message, is thank you for being the first to tell me about this men's rights movement in a way that doesn't intimidate me into silence, which is something I sadly admit to having had done to me. If I'm not presented with material in a female-friendly fashion, I can go for years where I just feel a confused, hurt sadness inside me and not know why. And it's because I was presented with this information in a way that makes me feel too ashamed and confused and upset to know how to respond. But now I do have a response, and I feel like it's a pretty coherent and reasonable response. I hope you all think so too. I would be interested in hearing any responses that you have towards my response towards this dude. I'm sorry I don't know your name. I didn't catch it. But I just want to say, yeah, thank you for presenting the information to me in a reasonable and female-friendly way, in a neutral way, and not coming off as either too anti-male or too anti-female, and kudos to you, man. Thank you.